You ever feel that pressure, that non-stop push to get just a little bit more success, more status, a bigger place, a better job title? I mean, it's kind of the engine of our modern world, right? But it so often leads to this deep, gnawing sense of burnout. And you'd think this is a super modern problem, a 21st century thing. But what if I told you it isn't?
So let's get into it. Is this endless chase for more really a new problem? Well, it turns out not even close. Almost 400 years ago, a preacher named Jeremiah Burroughs looked at the world around him and saw the exact same struggle. He even had a name for it, earthly mindedness. Let's break down what he was talking about.
All right, so first things first. What exactly is earthly mindedness?
Now, Burroughs' choice of words here is absolutely key. He talks about an inordinate, meaning like an excessive, savoring or relishing of worldly things. See, this isn't just about what you do. It's about what your heart, your will, your deepest affections are truly set on. It's the difference between using the world and being completely consumed by it.
And this is where he gets really specific, and I think it's brilliant. Burroughs was not some guy telling people not to work hard or provide for their families. He makes it super clear that's not the point. The problem starts when those things become your chief good. When your heart, as he puts it, cleaves to the earth. It's the huge difference between working diligently and making your work your idol.
So next up, we've got to talk about why Burroughs saw this as a great evil. Yeah, he went there. For him, this wasn't just some minor personality quirk. He saw it as a profound, deep, spiritual danger.
He used some really powerful metaphors to get his point across. The first one, spiritual adultery. His logic was actually pretty simple. If you claim to have a spiritual commitment to God, but your heart and your passions are always chasing after worldly things above everything else, well, that's a kind of infidelity, isn't it?
His second metaphor was idolatry. He basically argued that whatever your heart is most fixated on, that becomes your God. And to make the earth, what he called the meanest element, meaning the most basic, lowly thing, your God, in his view, that was a particularly nasty form of idolatry.
And finally, he called it enmity with God. He was convinced that a heart totally consumed by the world develops a kind of natural opposition, an automatic pushback to spiritual things. And since God is the ultimate spiritual reality, an obsessive love of the world literally puts you at war with him.
So you might be wondering, okay, that's pretty intense, but does this actually apply to me? Well, lucky for us, Burroughs offered what is basically a 17th century self-check to spot the signs of an earthly mind. So he laid out a few key signs. First, esteem. Do you look at earthly things as the greatest possible good, the source of all your happiness? Second, thoughts. When your mind is just wandering, where does it go? Is it always to worldly plans? Third, attachment. Is your soul basically glued to your possessions? Fourth, anxiety. Is your heart just constantly filled with worldly fears and worries? And last, effort. Is the main business of your life, the full force of your being, spent on getting more stuff?
And to really hammer this home, Burroughs quoted the book of Proverbs, "As he thinketh in his heart, so is he." He called our thoughts the bubbles that come from the heart immediately, arguing they're the truest sign of what's really going on inside us, way more than our public actions ever could be.
But okay, if this mindset is so dangerous, why are we all so drawn to it? I mean, why is it so easy to fall into this trap? Burroughs explored the root causes, and honestly, they feel like they could have been written yesterday.
He pointed to a few things. You know, for one, earthly things feel solid, they feel immediate and real, while spiritual stuff can feel kind of abstract. Also, the world has a fair show, as he put it. I mean, let's be honest, it looks beautiful, attractive, desirable. And this is a huge one. We are constantly surrounded by earthly principles. The culture all around us is screaming that this is what matters most. So, is there a way out? Are we just stuck in this cycle forever? Burroughs thought so. He actually proposed a series of mental exercises. He called them considerations to help us reorient our minds and find a different way to live. He suggested we need to actively sit and think, like really ponder the idea that we were made for something more than just accumulating stuff. That we should reflect on how easily and how quickly earthly things can be lost, that we remember just how short our time here really is, and that we think about how little we actually need to live a meaningful life. It's all about consciously, intentionally shifting your perspective.
Which brings us right back to today. I mean, think about it. Burroughs was writing this almost 400 years ago, long before social media, 24/7 ads, and the whole idea of hustle culture. And it leaves us with this massive, challenging question. In a world that is literally built on consumption, a world that is constantly screaming that earthly things are the only things that matter, what does it truly mean, and what would it even take to cultivate a mind that isn't?